Good evening. Well, I'm relaxing after my dinner. Um, Something happened. Tonight I answered an email. Said I owed money. I was trying to figure who would say that. Well, it snapped a picture at me. You ever answer an email and you see this light little flash at you? They took a picture of me. But that's okay. I'm all over the place anyway. Someday I'll be president. I'm going to put my name in. Because I believe in the Constitution. I am of the North, the blue. It seems like the Civil War never ended. You know, because the South is so stubborn. Whoever the community, the leaders. I'm not saying people who buy a home there and, retired there. I'm not talking about those people. It's the city hall meeting. I mean, it's beautiful down south, nice and warm, freezing, but they're stubborn. They won't change their way. They still believe in slavery in another way, what makes it legal, but it's still slavery. They had it up here in North. They did it to young women. They probably still do. There's more immigrants coming into this country, and they're all coming from India and Arabia. There was some for a while, back in 2000, the African people, and before, they were welcome because they're good-hearted people. They're not looking to use people for their money. But there were American blacks that feel like they wanted to get even because the way they were treated from the South. So they come up to the North and, try to train women to be dancers and prostitutes and all. But they were horrible. But that didn't last long. In 1986, they were gone. But this is a new kind. No. Now is the one they take over jobs on the internet. They con you on the internet to give them cards for different reasons and give gifts, and you got to register for those gifts. Then they take your car, your home, you end up losing it, and you don't know why. Those are the new kind of pimps. I tell them, I said, give you what? No, you give me. Because you're back in my territory in America. They're bad because they lie from beginning to end. But my family was taken from me. My mother, my father, my siblings. I have no one, but I have God. I have God in my soul. God is your soul in which you love. But the master God, like the queen bee or the master ant that controls its family. You pray to the master God. It goes from sun to sun, and the sun we have has got the power to answer your prayers. You can't pray and imagine of a man from the Middle East. You pray to where the power is in that sun. You have something showing. You raise it. You know what I prayed for? I prayed to burn my enemies. People who want to pimp and take whatever else I got left. And I got nothing got me. He ain't taking that. He ain't taking my government money, the little bit I get. Okay? You pay me. You're the one who's coming into my territory, in my country. I am of the north, not the south. You know, the immigrants that are coming in from India and Arabia. Before it was the African people, and they were very good people. They don't con people out of money or anything, you know. They're more like teachers. They're very good-hearted people in Africa. Really. If I was to leave this country, or to visit a country that I feel safe in Africa. Well, there's certain parts that are not, but there's civil war everywhere. But, as I said before, be careful with your email. I don't understand why I want all money. I pay my rent every month. They say I don't pay my rent, so I have to keep going to the bank, showing to me when they cashed my money order that I paid my rent with. And I collect them in a file, and I'll be taking them to Supreme Court. So they haven't got the sheriff after me. They've been doing that since December. But now it's the last 3 months. So they want a certain amount of money, which is $600 and something. But I'm collecting it all the way from December when they've been asking for it. So that's a lot more, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the price of the lawyer they're trying to get. Because I'm going to the Supreme Court. I will be president. Because I believe in the mess of God. And the power is coming from the Son. God is power and love. But he only trusts certain people. He knows the ones that are against God. That say God, there's God of the earth, and there's God of the suns and the universe. The God of the earth is something that was raised called the atom. God never came from the earth. God created the earth and the heavens. And I pray to burn down my enemies. And I have quite a bit that took my family's life and took my father and mother and whatever inheritance to keep me down to nothing. So that's the one God trusts. So I know I'll be president. But I'm not going to come with a partner. Okay? I'm going to come with the Congress of America. Everyone in charge of every state in this country will be behind me to fight for freedom, to fight for the Constitution. Amen.